Hello, everyone. How are you doing? This is Daryl Guberman, CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, a quality consulting firm here in Connecticut. Business owners, we've been involved with quality for 40 plus years in the realms of aerospace, medical implants, printing, and plastic distribution, where we dealt in every industry under the sun. Today, this video is about news media won't tell passengers the truth, and I've been trying to tell them for the last 4 months. It's disgusting. Going to CNN, Fox News, CNBC. I've been trying our congressmen and senators. That's like peeing into the wind. Look at Connecticut. They have 3.6 million people divided into seven representatives, if you can call it that. That means 500,000 people are knocking on their door, each one. If 10% of those people, was it 5,000 maybe? 10%? I have no clue. But 10% of those people send in letters, you're never going to get an answer from them. Our Congress and senators have failed us miserably. So I'm going to tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just say this. Again, news media has failed to tell passengers the truth. 2002 to present, Boeing gave up supplier auditing. Means you don't know where those parts are coming from. And so that this way, if something happens, they can blame it on somebody else. But this is the worst thing that Boeing did. Boeing calls ANSI, ANAP, the American National Standards Institute, the American National Crediting Board. ANSI took over complete control over ANAP in 2018. Boeing calls it out on their supplier portal. Okay, must be ANSI, ANAP, or international equivalent. Number two is that Boeing sits on their boards. Both ANSI, ANAP, I call them both because that's what they're merged together. Even though they try to be separate, it's ANSI, ANAP. Okay, they sit on the boards of ANSI, ANAP that can grant, suspend, and withdraw certification. I've never seen in my 40 years in quality ever have a certificate taken away because of lack of quality. Lack of payment, yes, never lack of quality. Oh my goodness. Well, what do you want? When they come into your facility, they usually get you on management review, internal audits, and of course, calibration. And what kind of schmucky auditor is going to give you an issue for calibration? Okay. And you know darn well, if you're open 30 years, 10 years, 5 years, that you're not going to use an out of service caliper. Unbelievable. So this is what happens. You have them called out on the supplier portal, sitting on the board of directors and board that can grant and suspend certification. And here it is from 2002. On this supplier bulletin, it states it must be ANSI, ANAP. And I'm going to just break it down. I want to keep this short because all the pertinent data will be down below this video. And what they say in this supplier procurement bulletin, okay, from 2002, for 22 years they've been doing this. They said, send in your ISO certificate or AS 9100 certificate. Send it in to us as long as it's ANSI, ANAP accredited. Send it in. Send in your part. And Boeing doesn't have to go do on-site audits for 22 years. So I'm going to show you an ANSI, ANAP certificate. Okay? It's made into a paper airplane. And let's see. Look at that. At least that flies. Does Boeing? And one last thing. ANSI, ANAP are underwriters for the International Accreditation Form Incorporated in Delaware, which is a repository for both international and national accreditation bodies. And they're also an underwriter for ILAC, the International Laboratory Accreditation Cooperation. An underwriter in this situation means that they take over full system certification as far as system liability and also product liability. As soon as they say that they are an underwriter, and we've got a lot of federal contracts here that specify that ANSI, ANAP are underwriters for the IAF and ILAC, we've got problems. My telephone number is 203-556-1493 or Daryl, D-A-R-Y-L, TQRS at yahoo.com. And I cannot believe for a moment we have tried to get in touch with David Calhoun. He's got this Submariner. I think he's a submarine guy. I thank you for your service, Mr. Kirkland. But they need a guy who's going to roll up their sleeves, get out of the suit and tie deal. I know I'm on the suit and tie for this video, but they need a guy to roll up their sleeves and get down on the floor, because when they were made, by the way, FAA regulator in 2009, rather than embracing the factor that they became a regulator for the FAA, they abused it. Lay off inspectors, get downsize, get rid of them. Let's go play golf. And that's what they did, rather than embracing that factor. So when you hear people like Calhoun say, our regulator, he was an administrator when he took the office back in 2019, I think, when he became the CEO. He was an administrator. You'll see that on other videos on my website, on my YouTube channel. I'll talk to you soon. I thank you.